Now, the evolution of my MT09 is really no different than any other bike in my humble collection. It's an ongoing thing, it never ends. I'm always looking for little things to change. The day I bought the MT09, my head was already spinning with things I wanted to change. That ugly white front fender, all the flat black parts. I wanted to polish the exhaust, among other things. I had some accessories like the Graves tail tidy, get rid of that ugly tail light. And Vlad was gracious enough to get me some really high quality carbon fiber stuff. I wanted to do a lot of paint work. I wanted to make a lot of the parts that were flat black blue. John Pothier helped me with some custom logos, and the biggest one of all, the wheels. I wanted to have a unique set of wheels. And by doing this over a 2-year period, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's all on the channel, and you can watch every one of those videos in 4K just by dialing up MT09. It's just another beautiful fall day. This part of the country, this time of year, it really doesn't get a whole lot better than that. And the only way it could get better than that is if I had 2 MT09s. And it is time to get out on the open road. With no further ado, get the bugs off the bike, and it's time to go. Boy, that Colonite wax is like magic, the way things just, the bugs come right off, any little water stains you get, just amazing. Thank you, Joe Padula. So as I always do, getting the bike ready, getting the farm ready, taking care of the fish, taking care of the birds, the flowers, whatever Karen has on the list, and that frees me up for some great riding time. Now we are coming up on the end of just a spectacular season with our garden and our flowers. Every part of the farm has been fun this year. And the weather looks like it's going to be just a spectacular day. Final check of the weather, one more cup of coffee, and we're on the open road. And while I'm out riding today, we're going to have brisket. Is that going to be brisket there, baby?
Yes.
I'll be thinking about that all during the ride. Now what worked for me very well, in fact, is all the while I was working on the bike and making these custom carbon parts and changing the windshield, making 5 different brackets to lay the windshield down at the angle I wanted. A lot of the little details in here you don't see, but they were very, very time consuming. And getting the screening and the scoops for one. The logos that we made, I was real fussy about getting those logos right and getting exact matching paint. Oh, a lot of the little things, they might go right over your head, but the biggest one that's pretty obvious to anybody that parks next to this with a stock bike, a totally stock MT09 is just loaded to the gills with flat black parts. That tail section, the screening in the tail section, the little carbon fiber parts. Now it's all small details, but when you add it all up, and then again, you park next to a stock bike, you say, holy mackerel, look like 2 separate bikes. And that's the look I was looking for. Now all the time I put into the bike while it was evolving, and there were some things in there like painting the wheels that went over, I'll bet, a month. And every detail is on the channel for somebody that would like to make a custom set of wheels. There's things like polishing the exhaust that were very, very time consuming, but actually no money got spent. It's just a lot of labor. And I've tried to include every detail on our channel for people that might have an interest in that. always think anytime you want a custom motorcycle, a unique motorcycle, the two biggest things that jump right out at me that I've tried to do with all the bikes in my collection is a paint job. A paint job is a couple $100 and a lot of work, and a set of custom wheels. Now, as this bike evolved over, at actually 3 years now, and 2 years I was very active in doing custom painting and making changes and adding parts and whatever, and a lot of small parts, little details. But again, you don't notice them. The bike is parked in a parking lot. You walk by it and you say, oh yeah, it probably came from the factory that way. And that's the look I was after. I didn't want it to look like it came from some custom California shop where things didn't match, or a Mr. Potato Head bike where you just buy a bunch of accessories and bolt them on. I wanted it to have a unique look. Unique, and a fact, like even a little thing like the chain guard. Every little detail, 100 little details all together. But again, every one of my friends, and maybe you, for instance, you have a different taste in what you think your motorcycle should look like. Some guys like to bolt on a lot of chrome parts, a lot of accessories, or this, that, or the other thing, or buy things. I like to make little parts that are unique to the bike, and there's probably a dozen of them on this bike. All those little side panels, and the biggest one, all the custom mounts for that windshield. But no matter what you do to personalize the bike for your own taste or for your own usage, and no matter what it is, if somebody else is doing something a little different, we can all be friends. That's a great part about motorcycling. But as I always say, any bike in my collection, it's always a work in progress. And every time I stop to take pictures or I look at the pictures on the video, I start looking for little things I'd like to upgrade or change or modify. It's endless and it's never finished. It's like a model railroad is, it's never finished. And as I look at it every time I stop to take pictures. I think, yeah, I could change that. Maybe I could do that. And it's endless. But I enjoy that. Now, some people don't. Some people like to buy a bike from the dealer and just ride around on it or change minimum stuff. Either way, the big thing to keep in mind is that's the wonderful thing about the buffet of motorcycling. You can take from it whatever you want. Now, I wasn't really sure when I bought the bike if I was going to be successful. You can be the judge of that. Or if I was going to be happy with it at some point in time. And it looks like we're coming up on a couple accessories away from having what I want. And what made this so worthwhile to me is because Karen bought it for me for my 75th birthday. It's a birthday gift, and I don't sell bikes, so I'll basically have this till the day I die. So it pays for me to put the time and energy into keeping it as nice as possible, modifying it to my taste, and it meets my riding needs absolutely to a T. That was the best part of all. Now, after a beautiful fall day of riding, it's time to get back to the farm, see what Karen's doing. She was cooking when I left, and the house usually smells like a restaurant when I get home. Well, the bike has evolved over 3 years. It's going to evolve over this winter even more. I hope you'll join us for some of those videos or all of the videos. And I always think it's always a work in progress. And thanks so much, guys, for watching.